You might already notice how every small choice you ever made has echoed, rippled, multiplied itself across years, decades, futures. One skipped action becomes a habit of avoidance. One avoided call becomes a life without connection. One swallowed truth becomes a lifetime of silence. And you know how those small cracks in the dam, they can seem harmless in the moment until the flood comes. And in the same way, one small action today becomes momentum. One step becomes a path. One honest word becomes a relationship that you can trust for life. You've seen it, you've lived it. You've felt how a single yes to yourself, it reshapes the entire direction of your days. Now imagine 5 years from now, continuing as you are, still waiting for motivation, still tying yourself to shoulds. They rot like fruit left too long on the counter. Still mistaking resistance for truth, treating rocket fuel as if it were cement. What happens? Feel it in your gut. The heaviness of that truth, the exhaustion of dragging a body that doesn't want to move. The laughter of people, not at your courage, but at your fear. And then imagine 5 years from now, after you stopped waiting, after you tied every action to values that matter, values that make you come alive, after you've trained yourself to laugh at procrastination, smirk at resistance, and use it as fuel. Imagine the confidence that compounds when every step aligns with who you choose to be. Feel the pride in your chest, the power in your bones when you realize this isn't motivation, this is wiring. Because you don't need to push anyone, you pull. You draw the future toward you, like a magnet pulls iron. You become the mirror of the version of yourself you once longed for. And people, they run toward that mirror because it reflects their own hidden courage. And isn't it curious how the unconscious loves symbols? A staircase you don't need to climb all at once. Just one step at a time. A rocket that only launches because of gravity's resistance. A caterpillar that only flies because it once surrendered to the cocoon. And maybe you're unconscious. It's already wondering, what happens when every time you feel resistance, you remember rockets? And every time you feel procrastination, you laugh and remember hypnosis. And every time you hear should, you swap it for value and energy flows again. And isn't it true when your unconscious accepts these patterns, the future begins to bend differently? Paths open that once seemed impossible. Courage flows where fear once clogged. And you begin to realize you were never stuck. You were just hypnotized into forgetting your own freedom. So let it install now, naturally, easily, like water carving stone. Every moment from here on becomes another chance to align the gears of your destiny. And every step you take compounds into a life you can respect, a self you can trust, a story worth telling. Because every prison that you just saw, the door's already open. And the only thing left is to walk the fuck out.